Hey guys, it's Shayna. I'm doing something a little different, and I'm going to be doing a plan with me without actually planning with me. um, this is for my budget planner. This isn't an Erin Condren deluxe monthly planner. I have already set up everything for April. Obviously because it's the middle of April, but I wanted to show it because this is probably what I'm going to be doing from now on. So the next one that I'll do will probably be me setting up March. And I might do it in chunks, instead of, doing a whole video. That's kind of why I'm doing everything right now, is because I have it all set up. And then I think moving forward for getting ready for May, I'm going to set it up spread by spread. So this has rose gold coil, which was given to me along with this custom cover here. The cover and the rings and what used to be the normal like life planner in here were part of my swag from Chicago Planner Conference. What I ended up doing, because I wasn't going to use the normal life planner, is I ended up buying the deluxe monthly planner instead, and then I got rid of the life planner. So this is the deluxe monthly. I will say that uncoiling this was such a, it was so stressful. Because I wanted it to still look nice when I was done. Oh my gosh, that was so stressful. But I needed to keep this cover, and I really wanted these rose gold rings. So I'm gonna flip on to April. So I do not show, I have decided I'm not going to show our income, but I'll show, like our bills. I just want to keep our income a little more private. I have our estimated totals right now. Obviously I don't have the actual since April's not done, or the difference, but I do have all of our expenses done out here, how much we budget to pay for it. Some of them I do have actual totals for and differences for already. So this is kind of what I'm doing. I did try doing like a kit. I saw some people using kits on YouTube for this, like where it has like a banner and it has stickers for this instead of writing it out, and little washi strips and big washi strips and script stickers and stuff like that, and it is so beautiful. I did try making my own with a digital kit that I had purchased at one point, and my silhouette portrait basically just died. So I didn't have everything I needed to be able to do all the spreads, and I didn't want to do it if I couldn't do it all the way through the month. So I decided, and this might be what I do going forward, because this is just a great way to get rid of it, is I'm going to use like some of my chunkier washis, or even like double up on normal size washi or something. But I'm using some of my washi just as a top banner, and then I'm just writing it up here, and then I just hand wrote everything. I've done bullet journaling. It is absolutely no problem to me to write out the entire spread and not have to use a sticker for this. So I figured, yeah, it's cuter with the stickers, but the washi does enough for me that works, and then it's still like functional. So I might just keep doing this. I'm not entirely sure, but I do like it. I have already shown this. I have a plan with me basically putting this all together. I have, our bills and our paydays. I have anything that might cause us to spend extra money, like my husband's birthday on Monday, which actually I don't know how much extra money we're going to be spending for that, because we don't have much right now. And then in the red, I have our unbudgeted expenses, so things we weren't planning on buying. And then I go Monday to Sunday and I write down that's my week one, so I write down my weekly total of unbudgeted, and then I'll add it up at the end. Our first week wasn't super great, but in a sense I put it unbudgeted, although I did take the money from savings for it. I still count it as unbudgeted. So like this amount here, 100 of that I actually took from savings, because it was clothes for my son, and he went potty on the big boy toilet for the first time. So I went out and got him some rewards for that. So that was in there, and we took that out from our savings. So it was covered, but I'm still counting it. And that's just something I decided to do, because it is technically unplanned, like unbudgeted. I didn't budget for those clothes. I didn't budget for that reward because I wasn't expecting to have to potty train him for like another year. So, yeah, I mark all those down. So that's basically what this is. I really don't look at this much through the month, except for writing down our unbudgeted totals each day and then totaling it up for the week and for the month. But it is kind of nice, and that's kind of why I'm okay having it be all decorated. But I think I said for May I'm not going to use a kit potentially, so I don't think I have a kit for May. Next here, so I used this same washi here. This washi, I don't know how long I've had it. It is probably super old, like 4 years old, kind of old. And here is a reason to use your washi. Your washi does go bad, especially if it's like the cheap Michaels washi, because we all know that stuff is cheap for a reason. It does go bad. So I was able to lay this one down. It got super frustrating because by the end of it here, a piece of it did rip off because the adhesive ended up adhering to the washi itself on the wrong side. So you'll notice here I have some like see-through gold overlay washi here. Underneath is that same washi, but the problem was the adhesive was on both sides. So the pages were sticking together. So I was like, well, I'll just use some of my other washi. So I have that up here. So it's technically kind of the same, but not. And then I have my variable expenses. So these are just for me. These aren't including my husband right now. And I might actually take out my household because we just are not very good at splitting off our grocery and household purchases, because we technically do these in one purchase. So I think I'm gonna put it back all into grocery. It was a good effort. We tried, but it just didn't work for us. And I messed up the last time because I was so frazzled having just me and my son. Because if you've had a 2-year-old and had to go grocery shopping by yourself, it can get kind of crazy at times. So I'm just going to put those together, I think. But this is just mine. So this, like I said, this doesn't include my husband. And then I'm just going to go through the weeks. Eventually I'll probably incorporate him in when we, maybe, I don't know, because honestly we split, our bills go into one account right now, and then things like the gas, the groceries, I have PR teams that I budget for every month, and he has some things that he budgets for himself. We put those in our separate accounts, so really I don't need to include him necessarily in here when he's got his own money. We're just recently combining our finances that way, so this is, like I said, just me. So I have my categories. I have how much I spent out of that category and how much I have remaining based on how much I budget out of that for the month. So I obviously don't have my week 2 ones yet because it is just now technically Sunday because it is 12:43 in the morning. Yeah, super awesome. This side is my debt balances. So I have listed out all our debts and then the starting balances for the month. I didn't actually do this setup at all until I think last week sometime. So we were already into April and I wasn't able to get some of these because I don't have a login for like these 3 are my husband. And I don't have those logins for that, so I'd have to ask him. I was going to ask him tonight, but he is sick right now, so I'm not about to ask him for these totals. I'll ask him next week. And then this one is technically ours, but the April bill hasn't come out yet, so. And then I'll just put the starting balances, and then, obviously I'll pay, and then what the ending balances were and what the difference was, kind of how much we paid, depending on interest and stuff like that. So, and then here is my last piece of my monthly spreads. These are my weekly expenses. So I have, and it's basically just more of the same that you saw on the last page, or the budget page, I should say. I list out all the things that we need to pay. So, you know, like our insurance and stuff like that, our bills and things that I already have written out here with the exact same totals. But it is really nice to be able to see it all in one and see our monthly total, and then be able to break it down each week and see how we did each week, especially since we have this unbudgeted section here, to see how that affects our money each week, even though we aren't paid weekly. My husband's paid every other week. I am paid twice a month, so we are not even remotely paid the same. I just think it's really neat to be able to see the breakdown of what we budgeted, what we paid, what the difference was, and what the total difference was between budgeted and actual for that 1 week's worth of bills and unbudgeted. So, I obviously don't have the full unbudgeted for this week, but yeah, I really like this. It's giving me a much better grasp on how bad we are at spending. But I will give us, I'm the worst one at it. I will give us a bit of a pat on the back, although this isn't the greatest total here. We are doing much better this month than we were last month. Last month was one of our worst months that we've ever had. Or not ever had. It was one of the worst months since I started this in like December, January. Like that is an awful total, if you can see that. That was all unbudgeted stuff. We did collectively really poorly in March. So April's off to an okay start. Although, to be fair, in March we did have a bunch of car issues. 2 of my husband's wheel bearings went out. 1 of my wheel bearings went out, and he had to replace his rear brakes. So that was all put into the unbudgeted because we don't currently have any sinking funds or anything set up. We are literally just starting this journey to get a grasp on our finances, so we don't have those kinds of things yet. We need to pay down a little bit more debt, get some emergency fund. We're going to Disney this year. Like once those things are kind of wrapped up, we'll be able to do some sinking funds for clothes and car maintenance and stuff like that. But other than that, this is basically it. So anyway, I hopefully in May, I'll be able to do more of an actual process setup video. And I'll probably split it up into chunks, just so that the videos don't get too long. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want to know when I post, hit the little bell for notifications. I will see you guys later. Bye.